Okay, let's record. Okay, I'm recording. Emily, how you doing? This is my third or fourth attempt to get a video out today. I'm not doing too well. Um, okay. um, just so you know, I'm trying to do a video about writing poor man covered calls, and I'm going to talk about Goldman Sachs predominantly, and I'm going to compare how you can buy 100 shares and write a covered call, or you can buy call options, in the money call options, and write covered calls against those. For the amount of money that you're going to use to buy 100 shares of stock, you can buy five covered calls and write five calls instead of writing one call. This is what the whole gist of the argument is. But I'm trying to make this work, and I'm having issues here where I'm going way too complex. Anyway, well, I'm going to try it again. This might be the version that you get. So there's versions you're not getting. Okay. Let's see how this works. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here with Stock Markets with Bruce. Welcome to the channel today. I'm going to talk to you today about a leverage play that a lot of option writers use to make extra money writing call options. It's all about writing covered poor mind covered calls. And what I want to explain to you is the difference between how you can write call options on stock or covered calls on stock. It sounds complicated, but it actually really isn't. If you take my classes on my websites, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca, check the classes out. It's all covered there. Um, and I don't like the way this is going. I'm going to redo this. Okay, Emily, it's take two on this one. Okay, take two. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here with Stock Markets with Bruce. Today's video is all about how you can use leverage to write poor man covered calls. And I wanted to do this video and give you an example on using Goldman Sachs stock, but you can use whatever stock you want to write covered calls. Now, people ask me all the time, they say, Bruce, I would like to quit my day job. How much money do I need to quit my day job? Because they tell me over the years I need $1 million to bring in enough dividend money so I don't have to work anymore. Is that true? Can I do it with less? And the answer is truly yes. You can use a whole lot less money than $1 million to do this. I'm going to show you an example here. That's a $40,000 example, and even this is high. Just you'll understand it in a minute. All right. First of all, if you want to write options on Goldman Sachs, the bank stock that I really like, trading at 6.5 times earnings, the stock's trading at 400 a share right now, $400 a share. You need 100 shares to be able to write a call option, which means you got to buy 100 shares first. That's $40,000 you have to pay to buy 100 shares of Goldman Sachs. Okay. Once you've done that, you can write a call option against the stock. All right. However, if you buy a call option on Goldman Sachs that is in the money and has quite a bit of time left to it, you have what you need to write options against Goldman Sachs as well. Now, here's an example. You can buy one March 18th, 2022 call option on Goldman Sachs, which has a 330 strike price, for about $77 a contract, or $7,700 per contract. It's $77 a share. The 330 call is $70 in the money. It's worth $70 or $7,000. It's in the money, $7,000. The $700 additional dollars is time between now and next March. That's time premium. So this contract is available for $7,700. With that one contract, you can write one call option against it. So you have a choice. You can either pay 40 grand and buy 100 shares and then write a call, or you can pay $7,700 and write a call. That's a poor man covered call. But there's another little trick here. If you have $40,000 to buy 100 shares of Goldman, for example, you can afford to buy 5 of these March 18, 2022 call options. 5 of these call options at $7,700 each, $38,500. So now what you have is 500 shares represented by these call options. You can write 5 call options at a time on your Goldman Sachs position. Now, here's an example of what I'm talking about. December the 23rd is a series of options coming up. And I found a $410 strike price contract that expires December the 23rd on Goldman Sachs. I found that at the close of the day today, this being December the 7th, you could receive $440 per contract in cash if you were to write this call option. Now, if you write 5 of them, because you have 5 calls, you're going to bring in $440 times 5, or $2,200 in cash. So you're now offering up 500 shares of Goldman Sachs through this 5 options that you've written, and you'll be paid $2,200 in cash, and you're obligated to deliver the stock at $410 a share. The stock's trading at $400 a share, but you're obligated to offer it up at $410 a share, and you're being paid $440 a share upfront right now. If the shares stay between where they are now, $400 a share, and they don't exceed $410 a share between now and 2 weeks from now, because this is 2.5 weeks, these contracts will depreciate in value very quickly. Within about a week to a week and a half, these contracts will be down to less than $1 a piece, or $100 a contract. You can buy them back anytime you want. And my strategy that I tell my viewers to follow is, once you break the 50, 60, 70% range of profit, you want to buy these back. Take the last few pennies off the table and say thank you very much. If you were to buy these contracts back for $1 each, or $100 a contract, you would bring $2,200 in and put $500 back out, and you would keep the difference of $1,700. This could take about a week and a half if the stock doesn't do very much. You could do this strategy twice a month, every month. That would bring you $3,400 a month in premiums, cash premiums, into your account. Now, $3,400 every month coming in the front door of your house might make a difference on maybe a part-time job that you have, or maybe you and your wife both work full-time and part-time jobs, or your wife only works part-time and you work full-time and part-time. You may find that you're down to 1 full-time salary in the household only, rather than 2. It all depends on your capital needs. Obviously, if you could do this strategy with 7 or 8 or 10 contracts, you had enough capital to buy 10 of these contracts. That's a $77,000 investment. You could write 10 calls at a time, and now you'd be bringing in double this amount of money. It's all leverage. It's all it is. So you'd be bringing in, instead of $3,400 a month, $6,800 a month. Now that might replace all of your employment income that you're doing, and now you're at home full time just doing this. It all depends. This is a leverage situation that is available to any of you out there at any time. You just need to be comfortable on how options work, how to write call options, how they depreciate. You have to be cognizant of the fact that the shares can go up in value, they can go down in value. This will affect the value of the contracts you're writing, plus the contracts that you've purchased, these long March contracts, as an example here with Goldman Sachs. The win-win scenario is where you're writing call options, and every couple of weeks you're buying them back for a lower price, and you're writing new call options. And as time goes by, the shares have been inching higher to 405, to 410, to 415, to 420. And you've been writing calls that started at 410, then you started writing calls at 415, you started writing calls at 420. And a couple of months from now, you're writing 430 calls. But the stock is at 420 a share. If you assess the situation at that point in time, you'll sit back and go, hey, wait a minute. Those 5 calls I bought for $77 each, $7,700 each, they're now worth $20 a piece more money, because the stock is worth $20 a share more money. I have $330 call options, and I've made a nice little bit of money here on just those options as they've appreciated, and I've been writing options against them on top of that. That's the win-win situation. 2 or 3 months from now, you'll end up buying back the last of your written calls. You'll sell off your March calls, cashing in at whatever they're going for. If they're now at $97 each, congratulations. And you'll turn around now and buy new, perhaps 5 new or 7 new or 10 new call options in the money for May, June, or July of next year. You're no longer going to own the March contracts. You're going to go another 90 days out to stay way ahead. And you might be buying, instead of 330s, you're buying 380s, depending on where the stock actually is trading at. You could buy in the money contracts, but they're going to be higher than these, around the $77 a piece mark again. And you may find that you have enough capital that you've made on your options and on this gain on these contracts that you can now leverage up to 8 or 9 or 10 contracts at a time. And now you're writing up to 10 contracts per session. This is the kind of leverage that can come your way if you are on top of it. Another reason why to take my classes, to learn how this works. It can pay you handsomely if you study it properly and if you watch the market on a constant basis. And if you do make the kind of capital that is available here, you don't need a full-time job at the office anymore. You're now literally a portfolio manager. You're now trading your portfolio. And you may well have 5 call options in the money call options on Goldman. You might end up with 5 on Apple, 3 or 4 or 5 on Microsoft, and you've diversified your call options over 4 or 5 or 6 different stocks, and you're writing on options on all of them all the time. You're active. You're constantly active being an option writer on perhaps 7, 10, 15, 20, 30 different contracts at the same time. It's an interesting day job to have. You only have to be working when the market is open, and you can trade all of it on one of these. So if you have to go out to the grocery store and you got to do some grocery shopping, you can keep an eye on your market and your account while you're there. You can literally trade options on this. You're portable. You're not locked into a cubicle. You're not locked into a specific scenario. You can go on a vacation for 2 weeks, take your account with you on your phone, and stay on top of your option trades all the time. That's the beauty of today's market versus when I started as a broker in 1978, 79. Things have changed. I used to be the guy in the cubicle waiting for your call, or I would call you and to place these trades. Now you're doing it yourself. And so there you have a quick video, at least a little bit of a quick video on how you can leverage up using poor man covered call trading strategies to perhaps become self-employed and not be an employee of a firm anymore. There you have it. Check out my website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. There are 10 lessons in that website for you to take. They cost you $100 each. You can take one at a time whenever you want. You don't have to watch all 10. But if you do watch all 10, you'll get a pretty good handle, or much better handle, on how options work, how they depreciate, how we can roll them over, how you can write poor man covered calls on stocks that we talk about all the time. Thank you for joining me today. Join me Monday to Friday, 8:30 in the morning for 3 hours, and at 3 in the afternoon for the final hour of the day as I explain the stock markets to you in plain English. Become a member of my channel, and you can write me questions during market hours, even on these strategies right here, and we'll go through them together and keep you on the straight and narrow. Thanks again for joining me today. We'll talk to you next time. Bye for now. Okay, Emily, I think this is it. This take 2 might be the one. Let me know what you think. When you can get it out, you can get it out, and then we'll crank it out onto the channel. Thanks. We'll see you later. Bye.